Yo, let's talk about a Canon rumor that happened this week. So if you don't follow Canon rumors on Twitter, I highly recommend it because that is where I got this source from. But basically, they put out an article this week that I thought was really interesting, and I posted something to Twitter about it, and I got their feedback. So I'm posting it here on YouTube because I want yours as well. So the article is essentially saying that after the EOS R3, Canon will introduce new affordable RF mount bodies. So the question is, what's affordable, and do we need something like this on the market? Which leads us to the meat and potatoes, the heart and soul of this article, which interests me the most, and it's the fact that it says, I have been told that after the Canon EOS R3 begins, and whenever supply chain issues are corrected, Canon will focus on the lower end of the RF mount lineup, which is essentially talking about a replacement for the Canon EOS RP, and this will obviously be the new entry-level camera for the RF lineup. Pricing for this camera will be aggressive. They're also talking about a new RF APS-C body that could come out after that. So the first thing that you're going to get is essentially the R3, because that's what they're talking about right now. And then after that, probably the RP replacement, because that already kind of exists in the world right now, and the fact that we already have full frame glass for the RF system, so it makes a whole lot of sense for that to go next. The next thing could be that APS-C lineup body, and they probably won't have too much glass out for it, but it might have some kit lenses come out with it, which would be interesting because we have seen that. And then after that, we might get the R1, and from there, we also might see some other glass roll out after the fact for like both systems. And we've kind of seen the actual lineup as far as glass for the full frame stuff, but maybe we'll get a roadmap for the APS-C stuff as well shortly thereafter. And an honorable mention as far as this article goes talks about how there probably will not be an R replacement, whereas there will be an RP replacement. Now, this is kind of interesting because the RP and the R came out virtually at the same time, very similarly, but the R is much more powerful as far as like features go, so maybe that's why they're not looking to replace it. However, the last sentence of the actual article talks about that there is probably going to be something as far as a full frame body between the RP replacement and the EOS R6, which we've seen currently. Okay, so now that I've given you the facts, let me give you my opinion on this. I think that this is essentially the best way for Canon to actually make a mid-level tier of cameras. We have the high end when we see the R5, R6, R3, R1 eventually. We see the low end where we have the RP. Technically, the R is not really entry level in my opinion. That's kind of the next step up. And then beyond that, you don't have anything else in the mirrorless system. You have older bodies such as the EOS 70, 80, 90Ds, which have been around for a while. You have the 6D, 5D, all of those full frame equivalents and stuff like that. But what you don't have is a mid-level RF system, and I think that's really key for this like process, and the fact that like obviously mirrorless is where we're going, so we need something in that mid-level tier, because if you've moved on from the RP, let's say $2,000 for a R or whatever comes after the R, if there's like an in-between between the R and the R5 or R6, you might not be able to afford that, and you're going to want to upgrade. So having that next level step is actually really important in my opinion. But now it's time for you to tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited about as far as a new RF lineup. Would you like to see more higher end, more lower end, or do you like the mid-level stuff like I do? Is that what interests you the most? Let me know, leave me a comment below. Also, if you want to, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all the new content when it comes out. If you hit that notification bell, you'll be one of the first, which is excellent. Also, if you'll hit the little thumbs up button on there, it really helps out the channel, and it might push this out to some other Canon user who should know about this. So make sure you do all three of those things. And with that, I hit you with my and I will see you in the next one. Make sure you go check out Canon Rumors and myself on Twitter. The links are in the description below. Peace out, guys.